Yes, and welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast midweek service. And you're back. Today, I got something special. We're going to learn about snakes. Not rattlers or garden snakes or snakes in the plane or snake in the grass. No, we're going to learn about audio snakes. Analog audio snakes. How, when, what, where, why, all that good stuff. We'll learn something today. Yep. Let's go. Welcome to midweek service provided by the Church Sound Podcast. This is our version of tech news with your host, Prentiss Thompson. Have you ever wondered, how do I mic a drum set, or what about getting audio to my live stream? We're here for you. This is tech news, new product reviews, and everything you need to know about what you need to know. Welcome to midweek service.
You're gonna learn today.
Yes, and welcome back to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast midweek service. Before we begin, I need you to do a couple of things. If you're listening, like, subscribe, review. That would do tremendous help for us. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscription button and also the notification, so when we go up, you know about it. So what midweek service is product reviews, product training, and anything you need to know about what you need to know when it comes to doing audio, visual, live in church. So today we're going to learn about audio snakes, analog audio snakes, and what a snake is. So you would use a snake if you're trying to get inputs from the stage to the mixed position, multiple inputs. So multiple, more than 8, more than 16, more than 24, 32 inputs from your stage. Now, how do you judge how many inputs you really need? So you would look at how many inputs you really need on stage, right? So being that your audio snakes come in different sizes, kind of like a mixer. So if you look at an analog mixer, you'll see the numbers like 24 4x2 or 32 8x2. What that means is it's 32 input channels. It's 8 auxiliaries, and then two output. Your left right output. The same thing with a snake. So you look at a snake, it'll say 16x4. So what does that mean? That means it's 16 channels, 4 returns. Returns are output. So you would use that for your monitors or even your front wedges or your subs. This way you can you're running things at a distance, and you're trying to get things at a distance, your inputs at a distance. So when do you select, and how do you select the snake? You select it by the amount of inputs that you really, really, really need. So for instance, I have a 5-piece drum set, I have a bass, I have guitar, I have 2 keyboardists, and for the drums I need 5, say I need 8 inputs. And then for the bass I need 1, guitar I need 1, keyboard player probably need 2 or 3 because I have 2 keyboard players. So basically you're gonna need at least 12 to 16 inputs on stage at that point. Now the beauty of it is that since you're able to have your inputs on your desk at an input, it means you can put them anywhere on your desk. What does that mean? If I have the kick drum plugged into the snake input number 1, but on the snake on the other end, I have it plugged into input number 9, and the snare into input number 10, and the hi-hat into input number 11. But on the snake, it's on input number 3. What you really want to do is make sure you label your snake and your input, so this way you know where they are. Now, the cool thing about having snakes is that once you understand what you need, now you have to realize your distance. So if you're 50 feet away from the stage, you want to make sure you have at least, you don't want 50 feet. You want 75 feet. And the reason is because you want enough give, enough slack to be able to run your cable around things and under things. And so this way it's not in the way and it's not tight on stage, or it's not tight at the mixed position. So you want to select the snake based on the amount of inputs. You want to select the snake based on the amount of length that you need. And then lastly, you want to select it based on the amount of returns that you need. Now, sometimes you don't need any returns. So you would select the snake that doesn't have returns. You have fan out snakes where it's terminated on both sides with, say, a XLR on one end, XLR on the other, cables, like input cables. Sometimes it's 1/4 inch. Now, on your returns, majority of the time, your returns on your snake will be 1/4 inch, usually on an analog snake. On a digital snake, which we'll get into next week, most of those will be XLR returns. But because we're talking about analog snake, this is what you're going to run into a great deal. So, and the good thing about it is that because it's a staged box, I can place it somewhere and then run my cables to those inputs and then really keep my stage neat by controlling where my cables are going to these different sources, from cab, or if I'm micing a cab, or getting a direct output, direct out from a bass head, wherever I'm getting it, however I'm getting it. That is the beauty of having a really good audio snake. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting the snake that you really, really need. So do your due diligence and really doing the due diligence of make sure I have my right length, make sure I counted my inputs, make sure I count my returns, and this way you select the best snake for the job. The last thing you want to do is have a snake that doesn't have enough inputs. Say you need 16 inputs, and then you send the audio, you send somebody out from your team, and he comes up with an 8 input snake. Can't help you. So make sure you do the due diligence of selecting the right snake for the job. I hope that helps. Snakes 101. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification button. And those who don't know, we have a newsletter that goes out bi-weekly that gives you pertinent information that will help you in your church. Not just information about the podcast, but just information and tips and tricks that you can use in your church for your audio-visual life. So make sure you go to the website, churchsoundpodcast.com. That's churchsoundpodcast.com. And then sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to say it like I always say it. I will see you in the Matrix.